Kurt Lewis. I'm the Grants Program Director for Congressman Pete Aguilar's office. And this is the third stop on our community project funding tour. Congressman Aguilar was able to secure over $30 million for projects that will help meet local objectives and that will benefit directly people in our neighborhoods. We've done infrastructure improvements, we've restored community landmarks, we've empowered youth programs, and today we're here to join with the city of Fontana to provide shelter for the needy in our community. Congressman Pete Aguilar.
Thank you, everyone, and just wanted to give a quick shout out to CityLink here, to all of our friends who are helping us out, Victor Arias and CityLink for all their help and support and the work that they do here. It's not lost on any of us here that they're feeding Inland Empire families each and every day, and always pleased to be joined with the mayor, who's a friend, Councilman Sandoval, and Supervisor Armendariz for all the help and the support that they've given. And we're, as Kurt mentioned, very pleased to be able to talk about this project and the collaboration with our partners in the city of Fontana. The $4 million that was awarded when we passed our budget in December. This is a community funding project request, and I have to absolutely acknowledge that Senator Alex Padilla played a huge role in this as well. This was one of the projects that we requested jointly, and it was funded in its entirety because of the senator's tremendous help. Right now, we all know the Inland Empire. We've all, been here a number of years. I'm looking at all my friends on the council, and the unprecedented growth and the economic growth that we have seen over the past few decades is not lost on any of us. 3.6% unemployment, record economic growth in this region, but with that come the challenges that we have seen, and we believe that every individual deserves an opportunity to succeed in our communities, to be well taken care of, is a matter of dignity, that they seek the help that they deserve, and that they have an opportunity to play a role in the future of the Inland Empire. And throughout my time in Congress, I've been fortunate enough to spend a lot of it on the House Appropriations Committee, where we've been able to benefit countless projects within our regions. But there's more work to be done. 6.6% increase in homelessness here in our region. We're awaiting the final point-in-time count numbers, but we know that it moved up a little bit. We've got our work cut out for us. If we truly are going to be a community that looks out for everyone, we need to take some important steps along the way, and recognizing the affordable housing crisis and the homelessness crisis in front of us is a primary priority for all of us. And we know that the point-in-time count was done, and from a federal perspective, we look forward to seeing those results and making sure that we act on them accordingly. But this funding will create a housing and resource center here in Fontana on our way to supporting one of the most comprehensive approaches to homelessness. We all know that fixing homelessness is not a one-size-fits-all solution. We're going to need to do a variety of things if we want to make positive change. And we need creative solutions, and we need partnerships. And that's exactly what this project does. I look forward to working with our other community partners, and I would also note that this $4 million is joined together by $8 million that the council put forward. But that bucket of money came from the American Rescue Plan. Hundreds of millions of dollars came to the county of San Bernardino, and many millions came to the city of Fontana through that plan that put shots in arms, opened up our schools. That was the type of investment that needed to be made 2 years ago. While we all hope that the pandemic is behind us, we took some important steps to spur economic development along the way, and it's important that we acknowledge that those investments are now yielding tremendous results for all of us. With that, I'd like to introduce my friend and a community partner in all of this, Mayor Aquanetta Warren.
Good morning, and thank you all for coming out this morning. Today we celebrate an amazing step forward in combating homelessness in Fontana, which will impact the region. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Congressman Pete Aguilar and Senator Alex Padilla for securing the $4 million in congressional funding for our homeless prevention, resource, and care center. I also want to acknowledge a few people in attendance today. First of all, our Mayor Pro Tem Peter Garcia. We have our council member Philip Cothran, our council member John Roberts. You'll be hearing from our council member Jesse Sandoval, which is the council member for that area where we're going to do this building. And we have our city treasurer here, Janet Kohler Brooks. I want to thank Water of Life and CityLink, Victor. I see their facility church member there, Mark Nuemi, and all those resources that come with what we are dealing with. We also have some of our commissioners here. We have the commissioner chairwoman, Faye Glass, for our Park and Rec Human Services Commission. We have Armando Valles, and we have our city clerk, Jermaine Key. And we also are so honored to have our Fontana Unified School Board member, Joe Armendariz. As you know, California has the nation's most egregious level of homelessness because the state of California has made it extraordinarily difficult to build enough housing to meet those demands. And we're working on that. We are further honored to have our county supervisor, Jesse Armendariz, here, and he is working diligently at the county. Thank you, Supervisor. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development recently reported there were 171,000 unhoused people in California, with most being from Black and brown communities. This is the direct result of priorities that have not occurred, not necessarily just at the state, but cities not understanding that homelessness has no borders. Rancho Cucamonga's homeless today becomes Fontana's the next day. We've got to work together. And we're blessed that our congressman is taking this step to assist us to do that. The good news is that this council is committed to ending homelessness in Fontana, and we're not afraid to say that. We are committed in terms of funding, where we have committed $8 million of our American Rescue money toward this effort. We're going to build a one-of-a-kind facility that will not only keep those that are homeless where they need to be, but it will prevent others from becoming homeless. We're taking this unique approach rather than one size fits all. We're providing support and services based on the person or the family. We're going to do job placement. We're going to do wraparound services. I'm proud of what we are accomplishing in Fontana. Now, we always say in this great town, together we move Fontana forward. I would now like to turn over to my colleague, Councilmember Jesse Sandoval, and thanks to all of you here in attendance today. We are on our way.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Councilman Sandoval. This housing project, homeless housing project, will be in my district, and I welcome it. Since being elected in 2012, we always had that where we take our homeless person. Now we have someone where we can take it, but we also build our close program up, so we have a close program, working with the churches on trying to deal with our homeless program. They also need someone to send the homeless to be put back in society. You know, the great thing about the city of Fontana, we do have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to offer people, and I thank the congressman for his gracious contribution, also Alex Padilla for his effort. But, you know, the one thing about it is that we all say that the federal government doesn't care, but they do care, because they had to work together to put this whole funding together to distribute it throughout their community, because that's what it's all about, is serving the community, make sure the community has places to go and housing to go. Thank you very much. You guys have a great morning.
Let me first start by saying that homelessness is a regional issue. It's not a city issue. I want to take a moment to first thank you, Mr. Aguilar, our congressman, for securing the resources that we need for Fontana to take it to the next level, to be the example for what we could be across the state as the ideal way to deal with homelessness. Because it is not a one-size-fits-all project we are proposing to move forward with, but it is a project that will unite everyone, our mental health, our drug addicted, our homeless, our seniors. Those who are most impacted are the ones who we are here to help today. So I just want to take a moment to thank you, the city of Fontana, and know that you guys have my support at the county level to do whatever we can to ensure that this project comes to fruition and we continue to move forward and make this the poster child for what can be to end our homeless problems in our region. Thank you. God bless.
Our next speaker will be our Deputy City Manager, Phil Byrne, and he will be able to provide that detail that we've been waiting for of how this is going to look.
Thank you, Mayor. I didn't bring talking points, but as I was describing to the congressman in the pre-conference review of the site, I believe in Fontana we are taking a bit of a different approach. Phase 1 of our new homeless resource care facility will be an immediate resource for 48 individuals to be housed. And as the congressman pointed out at the very beginning, this is understanding that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to the cure to homelessness. So the facilities that we're providing will have 24-hour care wraparound services for those that need it. The community is intended to be segmented into 3 separate neighborhoods, and we are really trying to build it as a community. One of the things that the council governed as we've been talking about this plan for the last 12 or 18 months is housing with dignity. This is not intended to be a dormitory housing where for those that are the most in need of care are simply locked into a facility just to get them off the street. The intention is to keep people off the street and put them into a situation where they can thrive and readjust and get back into the system for those that embrace the opportunity. So this community will feature 3 individual neighborhoods geared towards candidly, statistically, the more typical conditions, but the care for each individual person, resident of the community, will be guided based on their needs. And again, other than the individual occupancy, dignified living, the community will have community facilities. There'll be gazebos for community gatherings where they can sit outside and hang out in the sun. There'll be sport courts if they want to play basketball. So this, again, is not intended to just be a place where they can have a house and just be out of everyone's view. This is intended to create a sense of community so the individuals can be reintegrated back in as they become available to do so. So I think that's a reasonable description of what we're trying to do. And I'm not sure, is it Kurt, do I bring you up, or are we knocking this out? The congressman to close. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't have the script.
Questions I'll bring up folks as you see fit, but
this money, is it in the coffers of the city now, and can you give us a timeline when ground will be broken and when we'll have the first unit and facility for these people?
sure,
Whoever wants to
I'll answer, and Phil can correct me if I miss this up. But first, this funding was passed when Congress passed our budget in December. And one of the reasons why it took a little while is because we have to find compromise occasionally, and we were able to do that and secure 15 projects for the Inland Empire within that budget. Those dollars have been allocated. The agencies, the federal agencies, know that this region will get those funds. They're working with the city on a timeline to draw those down, and so as the project moves through the process, they can draw down off of those funds. The second piece, this is a project that is moving very quickly, and as the Assistant City Manager, Mr. Burrow, mentioned, this is something that can move fast. As the site plan is developed and approved, they go to bid for the specific units, but this is something that could potentially see people in 13, 14 months down the line. And so this is something that will move very quick because of the leadership that Fontana has put forward. They've made this a priority, and because some of these facilities could come mostly completed, which also will help on the timeline.
Once the project's done, who will maintain it, and is there going to be services for the homeless to get them back on their feet, jobs, sites?
Yeah, as we've said, there's no one-size solution to homelessness, and making sure that people receive the care that they deserve. It takes multiple agencies doing that. And so thankfully, there is a good wraparound plan that the city of Fontana has worked with partners, faith-based partners, community partners in order to do that. But I'll defer to Phil to talk a little bit more about who.
Not sure about talking a little bit more, but it'll be public-private partnerships, but primarily the County of San Bernardino and the City of Fontana. It will remain a City of Fontana facility, but the operational coordination, especially with behavioral health, will be coordinated with the County of San Bernardino, and a lot of private sector help as well.
Thank you guys so much.